On Monday on 6 o'clock. Come on, anybody want to come up here? All right, that's it. All right, who wants to lead it? Let Gene go. Go ahead. Yes, sir. Here's
all right. God bless the Republic. Death to the New World Order. Yes.
Okay, here we are again, day 2 of Preparedness Expo, Jeff Davis Show. We're talking with Dr. Joel Wallach, who has a video here. It's called Dead Doctors Don't Lie. And some interesting claims on the video. I want to just mention that the average died, and you're sitting here in a cemetery, it says died. The average age of medical doctors in 1993 was 57.6 years. Maybe you, I'll let you introduce yourself.
Okay, thank you, Jeff.
We can get into that.
Okay, that's fine. I think the thing that makes my background a little unique, Jeff, is that I'm a veterinarian as well as a physician. And growing up on a farm in Missouri, I recognized we were going to a lot of trouble for our calves, giving them vitamins and minerals and trace minerals in their pellets. And as a family, we'd eat out of the same fields, eat the same corn, soybeans, and carrots and whatnot. And we didn't give ourselves the same vitamins and minerals and trace minerals. When I'd ask my dad, I'd say, hey, Tops, how come you give all the calves the vitamins and minerals and trace minerals? We eat out of the same fields, and they're only around for 9 months, and we want to live to be 100. And we don't get the same vitamins and minerals and trace minerals. And he'd say, shut up, boy. You're getting farm fresh food, fresh air, free exercise. Don't ask complicated questions. But when I got into vet school, I recognized that the reason why we give animals vitamins and minerals and trace minerals is because we don't have insurance for them. And if we were to use a human healthcare type of system for animals, it'd be sticker shock for your hamburger, cost you $275 a pound. And I started looking into the health questions even before I got into medical school myself. And so the criteria, the question I had to ask myself was, well, who knows most about health? It should be doctors. So I started looking at doctors' health and their longevity, and it was very disappointing. The average American lives to be 75.5, and no matter whose statistics you look at, the worst is 58, the best is 70. There's no statistic that shows that doctors live as long as the average American. So I started investigating why, and the biggest reason that doctors die, other than fast cars and airplanes and drugs, is that they don't supplement with vitamins and minerals and trace minerals. Even the average American will take vitamin C or vitamin E, 85% to take Tums for calcium something. Doctors don't do that as a group, but they're a great control group because as a group they do not take supplements, and as a result they don't live as long as the average American. And so that's the premise of that tape. You don't want to listen to doctors when it comes to health and longevity. If you have a broken bone, they're great for putting pins in, but as far as giving you advice on nutrition and health and longevity, they just don't have any training. You don't get 30 seconds of clinical nutrition in medical school. I went on to become a physician. I practiced up in Portland, Oregon for 12 years as a family practitioner, and I used everything I'd learned in veterinary nutrition on my human patients, and it works just as well in people as it does in animals. And I have a book out, which we didn't bring, but it's a bestseller. It's called Let's Play Doctor. It teaches people how to use vitamins and minerals and trace minerals to treat and reverse over 400 diseases. And the most famous formula of those 400 formulas I call Dr. Wallach's pig arthritis formula. And not that there's any pigs in it, but because it was designed to prevent and cure arthritis in pigs. Works just like a charm in human beings. And it's very simple. It's like a little cake recipe. You can make it at home. It's 5 ounces of calcium-enriched Minute Maid orange juice. It's a ½ ounce or 6 to 12 capsules of the gelatin for the chondrite and sulfate for rebuilding cartilage and bone. And then 1 ounce of a liquid colloidal mineral, if I may, which is derived from plant material. Dr. Wallach's Virgin Earth Colloidal Minerals contains 77 minerals, 60 of which are known to be essential. This is derived from plants as opposed to ground up rocks, so it's 98% available to you. And then 1 ounce of a liquid multiple, known as Dr. Wallach's Virgin Earth Ultimate, contains 112 nutrients. And you mix these 4 basic ingredients together, you get 7.5 ounces mix, which you want to take for breakfast. You keep the whole 7.5 ounces for dinner time. And that's known as Dr. Wallach's pig arthritis formula. It actually rebuilds your cartilage and bones in your joints, knees, feet, hands, shoulders, hips. Even if you're 70, 80, I know you're a young man, you think you're immortal now, but as you get older and you start falling apart, you need this stuff.
So there's, how long have you been delving into this time?
Since 1958. Since 1958, and of course, I have a tape out that sold 22 million tapes. It's called Dead Doctors Don't Lie. It's an audio cassette tape. The video hasn't quite sold that many, but 22 million of the audio cassettes, Dead Doctors Don't Lie. And it's just been, I guess, the most listened to nutritional lecture in the history of the world.
What's your basic claim well, I'm seeing here looking at your video, you're not claiming, of course, that, what are you claiming that like you show osteoporosis, diabetes, cancer?
Well, basically what I'm saying, Jeff, is that you cannot get everything you need from your 4 food groups.
Right.
That sentence has probably killed more Americans than all the foreign enemies put together. You cannot get everything you need from your 4 food groups. Grains, vegetables, fruits, and nuts can take carbon dioxide out of the air and manufacture vitamins. Vitamin C, B vitamins, folic acid, vitamin A, because they're carbon chains. Plants take the carbon dioxide out of the air, use the sun's energy, photosynthesis, and manufacture vitamins. But plants cannot manufacture minerals. We need 90 essential nutrients, 60 of the 90 are minerals, 2/3 are minerals, and we're assuming that we can get everything we need from our 4 food groups because the medical profession has taught the public that. Well, minerals never ever, even in the best of times, in the good old days, occurred in a uniform blanket around the crust of the earth. Minerals always occur in veins, kind of like chocolate ripple ice cream. And it's worse than a throw of the dice. You're more likely to win $1 million every day for 30 days in a row in Vegas from one-armed bandits than you are to get your 60 essential minerals every day by eating your 4 food groups. It's just not going to happen. Osteoporosis is a deficiency of calcium and magnesium and sulfur and other minerals. You get degenerative arthritis, wear and tear arthritis. Osteoarthritis is just osteoporosis of the joint ends of the bones. Diabetes is a deficiency of things like chromium and vanadium, 2 trace minerals. 85% of all diabetics are deficient in chromium and vanadium. You can actually get people off of insulin in about 2 to 3 months by supplementing with a colloidal form of chromium and vanadium. High blood pressure is due to a calcium deficiency, not by eating too much salt. And so you can actually reduce your risk of cancer up to 85% by just taking in 250 to 500 micrograms of the trace mineral selenium. And doctors won't tell you this. They say, well, when you get cancer, we'll give you chemotherapy.
Well, let me just ask you
Sure.
a real question. Then, where do you have any particular theory or research or investigation as to where all of this misinformation where
it began?
Right, where all this began?
Well, it's very simple, Jeff. During the turn of the century, during the 1890s and 1910, the family physician was kind of an extended member of the family. He'd stay overnight at your house, deliver the baby, he'd chop wood, and this guy was really interested in helping people. He wasn't there to make money. If you couldn't pay, he would take a side of beef or a dozen eggs or a meal after church, whatever it might be, for payment. After the Second World War, when doctors were elevated by the discovery of penicillin and sulfa drugs and great surgical techniques because of the trauma that they needed to fix during the war, they were elevated to more than just an extended family member, to somebody on a pedestal. And at that time, doctors stopped taking eggs and sides of beef and after church dinners as payment. And they started demanding that you pay, otherwise they send you to the bill collector. And it was after the Second World War when doctors didn't need people anymore because they had penicillin and sulfa drugs and prednisone. And so they felt that everybody needed them more than was in reality. And this is where the misinformation came at that point. It all occurred right around the Second World War.
Let me just briefly here. Have you done any research like on maybe some oxygen therapies or anything of that?
Oh, sure. Oxygen therapies, food grade hydrogen peroxide, hyperbaric oxygen. Spent a lot of time dealing with these. Certainly oxygen can increase the rate of healing of anything. Athletic teams know that. They have oxygen therapy, hyperbaric chambers for their athletes. Instead of being out for 6 to 8 weeks when they get a joint injury, it's 2 to 3 weeks when they use hyperbaric oxygen. And so there's just no doubt about it. When you have a stroke, a lot of people are debilitated, 50%, 75% after a stroke. Not because all the cells in their brain are dead, but because they're in a coma. They don't quite have enough oxygen to function properly. You put these people with a stroke into a hyperbaric oxygen chamber in 30 to 40 days, 60 days, they can regain 75 to 90 to maybe 100% of their function back because the cells were never dead, they were just deprived of oxygen.
What about apple cider vinegar? Have you heard anything on that?
Well, sure. Apple cider vinegar is one of the old granddaddies of the home remedies. It can certainly help with digestion. You add certain digestive herbs with it, like gentians and the English bitters. Can enhance digestion, prevent belching, burping, and bloating, heartburn, and things of that nature. Help you absorb minerals better by acidifying your stomach.
Dr. Wallach, I want to thank you for being on Jeff Davis'
Well,
program.
thank
I'd like
you,
to
Jeff.
just mention to you, if you would, just give like a closing statement
Okay,
or a
sure.
little bit about what you're all about here.
Okay, well basically we have these colloidal minerals, we have educational materials like the tapes, we have fertilizer that's prehistoric plant material that have these trace minerals in it. We have books, Let's Play Doctor, which has 400 nutritional formulas for dealing with diseases. And they can get a hold of them if I may. Can I give out an
Sure,
800
go ahead.
number? It's
Go ahead.
1-800-755-4656. And they can be wholesale buyers of these things and save themselves 30% off the market price. And certainly we love to help you and help your viewers.
I appreciate it, Dr.
Okay,
Wallach.
Jeff, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Mike Hanson Archives.
Are you ready to run?